Join me as I dive into the world of Bitcoin and challenge myself to explain how it works. Bitcoin is a revolutionary digital currency that has changed the financial landscape in ways we never thought possible. It's been making headlines for years, and for good reason. Its potential to disrupt traditional financial systems is undeniable. But what exactly is Bitcoin, and how does it work? In this video, we'll take a deep dive into the world of cryptocurrency and explore the ins and outs of this fascinating technology. From its mysterious origins to its current status as a global phenomenon, Bitcoin is a story of innovation and disruption. And as we explore its inner workings, you'll begin to see why it's become so popular among investors, tech enthusiasts, and even governments around the world. So let's get started on this journey into the world of Bitcoin. Whether you're a seasoned expert or just curious about this new frontier, you're in the right place. By the end of this video, you'll have a solid understanding of what Bitcoin is, how it works, and why it's changing the face of finance forever. Over the past few years, I've heard so many misconceptions about Bitcoin: that it's not real money, that it's only for criminals, or that it's just a fad. But the truth is, Bitcoin is a complex and multifaceted technology that has the potential to change the way we think about money. So let's clear up some of these misconceptions and get to the heart of what Bitcoin really is. One of the biggest misconceptions about Bitcoin is that it's not legitimate. But the truth is, Bitcoin is decentralized, which means it's not controlled by any single government or institution. This doesn't mean it's not regulated. Many governments around the world are working to establish guidelines for its use. But it does mean that Bitcoin operates independently of traditional financial systems. Another misconception is that Bitcoin is incredibly volatile. And it's true, the value of Bitcoin can fluctuate rapidly, sometimes in a matter of minutes. But this volatility is also what makes it so attractive to investors. The potential for huge returns is there, if you're willing to take the risk. Some people think that Bitcoin is only for tech-savvy individuals, but the truth is, anyone can use it. You don't have to be a computer expert to buy, sell, or trade Bitcoin. And while it's true that the underlying technology is complex, the user interface is relatively simple. I've also heard people say that Bitcoin is only good for illegal activities, like drug trafficking or money laundering. But the truth is, Bitcoin is just a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or bad. The majority of Bitcoin transactions are legitimate, and law enforcement agencies are getting better at tracking down illegal activity. There are risks involved in investing in Bitcoin, of course. The value could drop suddenly, or a hacking incident could compromise your account. But these risks are mitigated by the growing number of security measures in place, like two-factor authentication and cold storage. Despite these misconceptions, Bitcoin is being adopted by more and more people every day. From small businesses to large corporations, everyone wants a piece of the action. So why is Bitcoin so popular? It's because it offers a level of freedom and flexibility that traditional currencies can't match. Bitcoin operates on a decentralized network, which means there's no central authority controlling it. This means that transactions are faster, cheaper, and more secure than traditional payment systems. And because Bitcoin is digital, you can access it from anywhere in the world, as long as you have an internet connection. But how does it actually work? That's what we're going to explore next. From blockchain technology to mining and transactions, we'll take a deep dive into the inner workings of Bitcoin. At its heart, Bitcoin is a decentralized ledger system, known as a blockchain. This blockchain is a record of every single transaction that's ever taken place on the network, and it's maintained by a network of computers around the world. The blockchain is what gives Bitcoin its security and transparency. Because it's decentralized, there's no single point of failure. Even if one computer goes down, the network will keep functioning. And because the blockchain is open source, anyone can view the entire history of transactions. But how do new transactions get added to the blockchain? That's where mining comes in. Mining is the process of verifying transactions and adding them to the blockchain. It's a complex process that requires powerful computers and a lot of energy. In return for their work, miners are rewarded with brand new Bitcoins, which incentivizes them to keep the network running smoothly. And because the number of new Bitcoins is capped, the value of each individual coin will increase over time. So how do transactions actually work? Let's say you want to send some Bitcoin to a friend. You'll create a transaction, which will be broadcast to the network. Miners will then verify the transaction, using complex algorithms to ensure it's legitimate. Once the transaction is verified, it's added to the blockchain, and the Bitcoin is transferred to your friend's wallet. The entire process is fast, secure, and transparent, and because it's decentralized, you don't need to rely on banks or other intermediaries. But what about security? Isn't Bitcoin vulnerable to hacking and other forms of cyber attacks? The truth is, Bitcoin is incredibly secure, thanks to its decentralized nature and the use of advanced cryptography. And what about anonymity? Isn't Bitcoin completely transparent, given that the blockchain is open source? The truth is, Bitcoin is not entirely anonymous. While you can create a pseudonymous wallet, law enforcement agencies are getting better at tracking down illegal activity. So what's a significant moment in Bitcoin's history that really captures its potential? One moment that stands out is the price surge of 2017, when the value of Bitcoin skyrocketed to almost $20,000. This was a major turning point, as it brought Bitcoin into the mainstream and sparked a global conversation about its potential. In the aftermath of the surge, we saw a major influx of new investors, as well as a surge in interest from governments and corporations. And while the value of Bitcoin has fluctuated since then, the interest in this technology has only grown. So what does the future hold for Bitcoin? Will it continue to grow in popularity, or will it eventually fizzle out? The truth is, no one knows for sure, but what we do know is that Bitcoin has the potential to change the face of finance forever. In this video, we've explored what Bitcoin is, how it works, and its potential impact on the future. Whether you're a seasoned investor or just curious about this new frontier, I hope you now have a solid understanding of this fascinating technology. Finally, I'd love to hear from you. What are your thoughts on Bitcoin? Do you think it's the future of finance, or just a fad? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to check out our next video for more insights into the world of cryptocurrency.